This is my second Black Ops 2 video. Today I'll be talking about me getting bullied in elementary school. So, first I'll call the kid Joey. Sure. Okay. So in kindergarten, which I'm surprised I can even remember, I met this kid, Joey, which I'll call him, and me and him became best friends quickly, and he would tell me to do stupid stuff all the time, and here's a good example of that. One time he told me to steal this kid's paper, so I stole the paper, and I got a bunch of crayons and I drew all over his paper, which afterwards I felt really bad for it. Which, honestly, it wasn't that big of a deal, but the teacher got mad at me, so that made me mad. Okay, and then next, fast forward 2 years later, in 2nd grade, me and him are still best friends, you know. We kind of started, like, talking trash, I guess, about each other. And, like, one time on the bus, one time on the bus, he got all mad at me, I don't know why. But, he like, started saying stuff like, oh, I'm gonna leave you for stupid and crap. I got all ticked off at him, and like, be quiet, you don't know what you're talking about. And that's when I realized that he was going to be my bully. So the next year, I go to his house because I thought maybe things had cooled down. And I go to his house, and my brother comes with me. That's when 2K14 had like just been released, and I got it. I thought the game was amazing. But anyways, I went to his house with 2K14, and I made a 3-point specialist. Well, I don't really need to tell y'all that because it's not really important, but I made a character and we were playing or whatever, and then just all of a sudden he like starts to like try and wrestle me and crap, and I didn't want to wrestle him, and he's like, come on, wrestle, you wussy. So I'm like, whatever, and I swear this kid, Joey, had claws instead of freaking nails, cause like he literally was like freaking digging them into my skin, and it hurt so bad. And I looked at my arm, which he had been digging his claws into me, and they're like I don't know how to explain it, but it was a pretty deep freaking, I can't say hole, but mark in my arm, and I got ticked off at him, and my brother got all mad at him as well. And later that year, he had let me borrow 2 games, and I never returned them. I kept them because he was bullying me that year, and I felt like you're going to be a jerk, I'm going to keep your stuff because I'm not returning it to my bully. Because if you're not going to be nice to me, I'm not going to be nice to you. So I kept that stuff, and then next year in 4th grade, we had gotten these like trash computers called Chromebooks, which our district had spent like a lot of money on them, and honestly they were trash and they broke easily. Like, you drop this thing from 5 feet in the air, the screen just cracks, and they're just so bad and trash. And well, anyway, I was on it, and him and his fat friend, I'll call him Bob, him and Joey were screwing around, and they freaking like kept on turning my computer off, and it was ticking me off. And I swear I wanted to punch this kid, just like this clip I'm about to show you. So anyway, yeah, I seriously felt like doing that. He ticked me off like so bad there, and I wish I could have freaking punched that kid, but I was on the bus and I didn't want to get in any trouble, so I didn't. And the next year in 5th grade, things had started like, he didn't really bully me as much, because I hadn't been in like, well, in elementary school you only have like 2 classes, which math, and then you have social studies with that in the same class, and then same for language, you have science, and then you have relative arts, lunch, and recess. So the only time I barely even saw him was either lunch or recess, which I didn't really care much because he couldn't bully me because I was around my friends. And so things started like, he didn't bully me at all whatsoever, so I wasn't really worrying much about it. And then that year when I lived in his neighborhood, and anytime I would go down to the street, because he lived on it, and I had friends on that street, and I went to play with them, and he would try and bully me there, but my brother would come, and Joey was like the biggest wuss ever, because straight as my brother came down that street, Joey went inside of his house immediately. So then the next year, or not next year, the following year, in like 5 months, we move out of the house, we go to a new neighborhood, so then I'm like, well, he can't bully me if I'm in a new neighborhood. He might be able to still bully me at school, but I don't ride the bus anymore. Well, I ride a different bus, and he can't really bully me in any of my classes. So then next year in middle school, I don't ever see him anymore, and he can't bully me anymore. So that's my bully, and that's the story of when I got bullied. Thanks for watching. Please sub, comment.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.